Ready, set, whoa. Welcome to the show. Today we are featuring Lamel, recording artist, multimedia artist, singer, songwriter, entrepreneur. How are we feeling today, Lamel?
Hey man, thanks for having me. I'm feeling great. A little bit of traffic on the way here, but I mean that's California for you, so
How does
you know
the
how it is.
SoCal, man? We get a lot of beautiful weather, but that's one of the trade-offs. Definitely is having to deal with a little bit of traffic here and there. But super stoked to have you down here in Oceanside with us, Lamel. I know your time is very exclusive, so just having you here means a lot to us.
Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
man,
I mean,
real.
damn, it's been a couple years, honestly, since I've been able to feel like you've been around, I guess easily accessible. What have you been up to, man, these past couple years?
Oh man. Well, for starters, I really been building myself. I took about a year off, I want to say, from releasing music, just because I felt like there were levels to what I was trying to accomplish, because I'm a creative and I take what I do extremely seriously when it comes to executing. So I was always executing tracks and putting songs out, but there needed to be a little bit more structure to my execution. So I kind of pulled back and started dabbling with different sounds, beats I never used, synths I never used, working with producers who aren't even in America right now. The stuff I'm working on is all overseas production. Most of the producers are from overseas. So really just kind of toning and refining my craft when it comes to being creative. So musically, I've been kind of pulled back and just kind of making sure I have everything on my marketing end ready and accessible, because a lot of artists don't really realize that marketing is the key to making the glue stick together. You could be creative and you could have supporters, but if you don't know how to market on a global or a wide scale, you're only going to get so far. So I really took some time to build that creatively. And then doing the percenters, I need to remodel my percenters. So I really been trying to tap in with the clothing, kind of like how Woe is really pushed forward these last couple of years. So I kind of pulled back to see all the pieces on the chessboard. So that's really what I was doing this last year. And now it's time to kind of, the money's up, paperwork's again, documents coming in. I got my legal information right. I'm just trying to move accordingly. So it's really what I've been up to this last couple of years.
For everybody that doesn't know, Lamel has a brand called 99 Percenters that is just raw in the streets, based around his music. And if you're not part of the Percentage crew, you're missing out for sure. It's definitely something really special, and definitely we can't wait to possibly do some Woe stuff with that in the future. I think that would be super special.
Anybody could be a percenter too. Like, you don't gotta be hard. You just have to have a goal, and you have to know that you're gonna build yourself up to get to that goal. And that's really what a percenter is: somebody who accounts all the pieces that they took to build who they are today. So anybody could be a percenter, and the doors are always open. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Whoa.
Wow. Whoa.
Facts.
We met when I was 16 or 17 years old, somewhere in high school. I think I maybe had just graduated. Ever since I've known you, personally, you've been recording music and releasing music. Where did that start? Was there somebody who first got you into it, or did you just kind of get bored and was like, I want to do this, no matter who's doing it?
Like recording, like
I guess just your interest in music, in general. And where did that start? If you weren't first recording, what were you doing?
Okay, so I would have to say, as far as being an artist, taking it serious, I say 11th grade for me. And I graduated in 2013 from high school. So when I was going the end of my semester in 11th grade, that's when I started to really take music or hone it. Yo, this is who I am, what I want to do, what I want to be, whether I'm telling everybody or not. And I knew in the beginning of rap for me, I was going to my close friends and saying, yo, what do you think of this? And what do you think of that? But I never was like, yo, I'm spitting, da-da-da-da. I was making sure I was, this is really what I want to do. Because in the beginning, you asked, well, what was I doing before rap? I was actually getting ready to be an engineer. And so I was in something called the robotics program in my high school, and we would do world competitions and state competitions, and we were really good. I'm actually, I believe, 2-time world champion, 2-time state champion. Wow. Robotics. Okay. Shout out to Spurflies, man, for real. So I was doing engineering.
Okay.
In the beginning. And I loved it, you know, but I wasn't necessarily sure if it was something I wanted to do forever. And I'm the type of person who, you know, once I set my mind to something, like, I'm gonna do this to the fullest. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to give 20 years into engineering, 15 years into that. And then music, I guess, just kind of crept up. I had been making music since I was a very little kid, but it was never anything too serious. It was just, you know, my family, they're all singers and entertainers. Mm-hmm. But it was no initial push to be like, yo, you got to be a rapper, you got to be a singer. But my aunt, you know, we in choir and church, and we make lullabies and stuff, you know, family lullabies and family sings. And I think that really played into my creativity, because my family, the women and the men in my family, never restricted you from being a creative. They just kind of let your imagination as a kid run free. So I think because of that kind of started to spark my my creative nature. And when I got into middle school, I had this teacher. I have no clue where she's at, but she loved the kids, because we're all from Inglewood, you know, and that's not necessarily, I guess, the best area, you know, for kids at the time. When I was a kid, mm-hmm. you know, they changed and they got the Ram Stadium. They're really trying to fix it up over there. But true. Miss Blowers, that was her name, man. Miss Blowers. Yeah, shout out to Miss Blowers, Miss B. She mm-hmm. that was my English teacher, and she got everybody into poetry. So you had to do poetry, and kids, we didn't hate poetry, but you know, you're talking to middle schoolers and shit, they're not really trying to do no poetry all day, but she would give you extra credit, and then, you know, you share. So that was kind of me, like, ooh, I'm kind of nice with this poetry, you know? So I was doing poetry at the school, and I started doing a lot of poetry, and I guess she started going to my mom and stuff and saying, like, yo, he's really good at poetry, but it kind of died away from there, I guess. And then like in high school, I just started getting, like, I guess, sad, you know, like real depressed. I was going through some life issues and stuff like that. And an artist who is like more in my area, like when I was a younger kid, his name's, everybody knows, Nipsey Hussle. He was releasing tapes, you know, mm-hmm. the marathon tapes, way back, you know, Victory Lap, Bullets Have No Names, I believe that's what it's called, one of his tapes. But I started listening to him a lot, and he started kind of inspiring me, because at this moment in time, I was not staying in Inglewood, and I kind of felt like not too many people in where I was at understood what I was going through, you know. So I was looking for, I guess, that outlet, you know, and I got real sad, and I had to write it out. So I just started writing. You know, I was on a bus, I think, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write this song, blah, blah, blah. And I was going through some real heavy, so I started writing. At the time, which Wasani is your favorite artist. For people who don't know, Wasani's favorite artist is Wiz Khalifa.
Hey,
at the time, yup, 11th grade, what, like 2011, 2010 or something like that. That was the time. Wiz was dropping heat, and I'll never forget, I wrote my first song to California by Wiz. I just want to ride in my ride with the top down. And his beats, like nobody had beats like Wiz Khalifa. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Like in 2010, Wiz's beats was untouchable. So I was like, well, you know, Nipsey inspired me. He's from the same city I'm from. You know, he's from Crenshaw. Right. I grew up right there, you know, right by Jesse Owens. I'm not, you know, so pretty much I was like, okay, this dude isn't talking about, like, you know, just girls and da-da-da. He's like telling me, like, you know, I got a purpose. Business. And I could be somebody, and you know what I'm saying? So I was like, whoa, like, and I can't say this dude don't understand, because he from the same area and communities that I was raised in. So I started to write to the California, and that was my first little taste of music, I guess. And then I started sharing it with my friends. And shout out Shango, man, Strange Friends. Shout out them. He was the one who helped me record in the beginning, and he been rapping since he was like 3 or 4 years old, man. Like legit, like paper in hand, I'm spitting as a kid. So I started rapping with them, and then it wasn't just I'm rapping. It was, the boys is rapping. It's just, oh snap. Yep. Shango spitting a hard 16, and then I got Vader spitting this, and I got Cam spitting that, and I'm like, damn. Wale and just a bunch of the homies all spitting, and when you have all your friends spitting and you just kind of get passionate into something, you start wanting to spit or show your skills and stuff, and it started to kind of erupt from there. And that's when I was like, yo, like, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. And I kind of put engineering more to the side, and I just jumped in the water. I had no clue what this shit was going to do for me.
Yeah,
wow.
Nipsey Hussle is definitely, in the hip-hop game, one of the most inspirational, I think,
Facts.
to the youth. And he did that intentionally. I think he knew, like, he was using his platform to not only, like you said, just talk about women and cars and money, but, like, tell people, get your business right.
Yeah, facts.
Tell people how to do it officially so that, other people can respect you in different areas.
I think one thing he said that I really appreciate is he said, like, I had to go through all the emotions to get where I'm at. And I think when you're going through something, and you hear something from someone who's went through similar struggle as you, it really changes your perspective. To hear all the stuff that this person is going through, and then to hear him say in a song like, "You don't kill yourself, you got something to contribute." You know what I'm saying? Like, and he doesn't even know you on a personal level, but he's just letting you know through his experiences, what he's learned and how he's evolved. So I really think that that's like really important, and that really I wouldn't say that I heard Nipsey Hussle and I was like, oh, I gotta rap like Nipsey, but what he did make me realize is that I was valuable, because at the time I didn't really feel like I had much value. And so once I realized I had much value, that's when I started speaking my truth, my own story into existence.
Is there like a defining moment as an artist that you remember that you were like, for sure, you felt it within yourself, like, I have to pursue music?
Yeah, man, a bunch of times.
What was, I guess, some of those?
I would say, man, so like going back into time, I would say one of my first ever venues.
It's always a show. I swear, it's always.
Oh, it's 100% it's a show. It was
that's good.
A few moments I had been prepping myself to rap to the world, and so there was a venue at my high school that they shut down because one of my friends got hurt, unfortunately. But we had an event at my school. And I cannot remember the name off the top of my head, but my school was hip. I'm not gonna lie to you, my school was cool. So we threw like concerts and shit.
Okay.
So my school threw a concert, and I got to see some of my friends perform. Shout out Mo Thorough. He performed that was like one of his biggest shows back when he first started, type deal. And I just got to see my friends perform, and I had been, I could do that, blah 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 blah. And so it was just a moment for me. Nothing happened, and then I had left the school, and I was like, man, I could really be doing these shows like that, like big shows, And
this was high school?
Yeah, this was high school, and I don't think at this time I was doing shows yet, but Shango had been ripping and running around the city. He's the guy who kind of helped me, like, record and stuff like that.
Big love to Shango.
Yeah, big love to Shango. He didn't help me find my sound.
He's got a unique style of his own.
Oh,
so
genius,
sure.
bro. That kid's a genius,
Yeah.
But he definitely helped steer me in the right direction. And I would go to his shows, and that was my dog. And, this is the kid who went into 9th grade rapping, so he's kills a radio station for the school. And,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody fuck with Shango, so at this time. And so I was already seasoned at shows, like I'd already been to shows. I hung out with the kids who was popping and killing shit, like True, and we were all hanging out, and we go to shows, and they do performances, and I was just kind of chilling back. I wasn't performing really at this time. And then I moved to Orange County, And then once I moved to Orange County, I was like, damn, like, I didn't perform most of them damn shows. You know, I think I performed maybe a few times. Maybe, but it wasn't anything insane. I think it's like group songs. Like I had one song with Shingo and we'd all do like a group performance. And the defining moment, I would say, is like when you good at something, you could feel it, you know what I'm saying, inside of you. So I was like, it was getting to the point where like it had to come out, and it was like becoming aggressive in the sense that it like wanted to be fed. So I was like, damn, like I got to do something. And I think the first day I met with Sonny, we went to this show.
The underground hip hop show.
Yeah, underground hip hop show. And I was just friends with with everybody at this time, like the people I know as Squad and my best friends, and
Matt Tweedy.
Yeah, and I knew these people. I'm talking like almost like 11 years. You know, this is like my first encounter with them, and so I pretty much went and met Madison, and she took me to go meet all of her friends.
Chandler Morgenstern, shout out.
Adam, Shememe, a bunch of people. So
Young
Cameron, I believe, was there too. Brittany Lowe was there. She was, I remember all that. So Mia, I think, was there. So pretty much, we're at this venue, and the rappers, I guess, of the venue just didn't show up. But they had a giant freestyle circle, and at this time, the kids, like, it was parties and underground events. Like, that was the thing. So all the kids of the neighborhood, you know, some kids probably from Mission and Aliso Viejo, Orange County, shout out to Orange County. Hey. They were packing out the show, but there was nobody there. So they were just freestyling. And I knew I was nice because my homies are nice back in L.A. Like, you can't rap with these dudes if you're not nice. Like, you will get eaten alive. Right. So I knew I was decent at rapping, and I knew I was a hip-hop rapper. So I spit at the show as a freestyle. Like, they were like, yo, who's trying to come up to freestyle? And I had not rapped. Like, I didn't have no friends. I wasn't rapping for a minute, like a week or something. And this is the time where I'm writing like 3 songs a day. So I'm like, yo, like, I ain't rapping a week. This is crazy. So they let me get on the mic, and I grabbed the mic, and I just wanted to rap. So I rapped, and I said, how long can I go? And he said, you can go till you don't want to go no more. So I just started rapping, and everybody was just like dead quiet for a second. And like I was looking at people, and their mouths were open, and they were like, what the fuck? And like people were telling other people like, yo, come inside. And everybody just started flipping out. Like, you gotta go see with Sonny. Oh my God. Like, people, I'm like, yo, what's going down? So I was like, all right, like, people really, you know, people like the bars. And then I ended up doing my first ever show like 2 days later, I think, or a week later with Sonny. Yeah, at the Tropic Lounge that they bulldozed. Like, my first ever like a set of my own, because I always did sets with the homies. And I killed that shit. Like, and that changed everything, because I felt when I was rapping, like, you get a certain feeling, and like for the first time, it felt like, yo, it's me, it's just Mike, and like I'm just, everything that I had written out, everything that I worked towards, like I'm just spitting it all out. And I started seeing people's reaction, and it was like mind blowing to me. Like, people were like so blown away, you know what I'm saying? People were coming up to me. I had a girl like cry to me one time. She had never heard rap before. She was from out of the United States, and she had flown here.
I was outside
that
at the
crazy.
time on the phone, and this was the first time that my friends had brought you around. I think like Madison.
First time I ever met you.
My friend Madison met you like a week prior, had been telling me about you, being like, oh, you need to meet Lamel, you meet Lamel. I was like, okay, cool. This was like, was going to be one of our first introductions, like probably our first night out. And I remember like I had to like hop on the phone or something. You
were rehearsing or something. You had stepped out.
It was like right when you had come, I guess, had done this whole performance. And I remember literally like half of that friend group came outside to me and were like, did you see Lamel? Like, and I was like, no, like I was kind of bummed. I was like, damn, I knew I was going to see you, you know, in the future more, but I was like, damn, like I really just missed out on this, you know, sounded epic performance. And I'm like,
facts.
So yeah, and then the Tropic Lounge a couple days, or I guess a week later.
Yeah, it was like a week later.
I was with you on that, and I remember just like seeing a star in you as you were on this little stage in that bar, but then also the conversation we had after it. Where I remember like, yeah, I was major. Like, I like felt major. Like I got too hyped for a second, but I was like, you ever have doubts? And you were like, yeah, man. I was like, looked him dead in the eye. I was like, no, man, like you got this. That
was a major moment for sure. That was a life-changing moment for sure.
Dude, we were young, dude.
Let's just say whoa one time on that, because
whoa, that was wild.
That was like our first kind of, you know,
and then like freestyle in the car.
Yeah, so I remember that too. That was what surprised me. The night of the underground show where I didn't get to see you, I was outside. On the way home, you were like riding this high of, you know, getting off stage, and we all ride that. But you were freestyling in the car to your Twitter feed. You were like going through Twitter, rapping as you were like reading your Twitter feed and rapping to us what was on your Twitter. And that was like the first time I'd ever seen something like that. And I was like,
are you reading that right now? I was like, yeah, look. You're like, what
that for me.
That was wild.
Just as an artist in general, super talented. I mean, thanks, I was like, from right there almost instantly, I was like, oh yeah, this kid's insanely talented. Like,
appreciate it.
He's got a lot of potential.
That was a moment.
Not only did we know that you were super talented, Lamel, I just think your energy and your passion towards it just really amplified everything you had going on. You are the type of person, you walk in a room and everyone's smiling just because you got such a big smile. And I think your body of work really speaks for itself. And I can't wait to see where you progress to as you continue to push music forward, because you're a fucking star, bro. And I think everybody knows that. For real. I wanted to touch real quick on our days back when you kind of first transitioned from LA into Orange County.
Oh, man.
I had a special experience meeting you when I worked at my first job at Ralph's when I was 16.
Shout out Ralph's.
Oh, word.
Shout out Ralph's in Town Center.
Town Center.
Shout out Town Center. Yo, I'll give you that.
A lot of crazy stuff at Town Center, but I just remember meeting you. You were working in the meat department at the time, and there was just kind of like a buzz around your name, just like, ooh, Lamel, like, new kid in town.
I remember that.
Don't mess with him because, you know, he is from Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's like, yo, like, for real. And, dude, just the first chance I got to meet you and really kind of just like break that surface level, like I just saw what a genuine person you were. So
thanks, man.
Really stoked that we're here right now and just super full circle. So
were you guys friends?
About that day, actually, Cody was a monster. He was working the night shift, I'm pretty sure. And
I did a lot.
And bro, I never knew nobody working as hard as him there. Like seriously, like when it came to, I'll be like, where you going? He's like, I just got off. It's like 5 a.m, 6 a.m. type deal. And Cody's like just finishing, and he'd been working in the freezers. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, yeah, man, I remember that. And I got to meet Cody a few times, and then through the homies, we really started connecting because we had similar best friends. And Cody's always been cool, you know what I'm saying? He's the Jesus of the squad for sure. No one could touch you. Sure.
I appreciate it, man. I just got so many amazing homies doing amazing things. It was just so easy to want to support and really, you know, help out in any way I could with any type of, you know, reposting songs or just listening or just whatever it needed to be. Like, I've just been so fortunate to have really real homies around me doing big things. So yeah, that's why here now with this podcast at We Are Woe and being able to showcase so many different people in our lives that have come and gone and still are around. Like, the Woe web is really, you know, created itself, but you are definitely at the very center of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's special to have you here, bro.
I remember when Woe was first made, man.
Shout out Reese.
Yeah, shout out
Reese Hampton,
man.
And Wasani for that fateful day in LA.
Los Angeles. What a crazy time that was for us as kids growing up. So you started in Inglewood, then you moved to Orange County to live with the fam. Then I took you back to LA for a little bit, and we moved into Van Nuys
right by my school. Man, right where I used to go to high school at too.
So we lived in apartment 14.
Absolutely.
Off of Sherman Way.
Yeah, off of Sherman Way. Right
the
next to good old Ralph's.
And then we ended up making a mixtape called Apartment 14 to kind of capture that vibe and that energy that we curated in that house. Was there anything that you took away from that? It was only 6 months that we were there living with each other, and we were roommates, not even living in the same house. We were living in the same room.
Yeah, I wrote that whole tape in one day.
The whole tape, Apartment 14.
I wrote all my songs in one day, and I remember because it has started as a competition. So we had already planned to do a tape, but it had started as like a competitive, like I got to finish my verse. Because originally, Reese, shout out Reese once again, he was going to probably, I believe, be on a few of more of the songs, but he was also engineering and running around this and that. So he just wrote what he could and mixed it and cleaned it up for us, made it sound good. And I remember just really, really, really trying to kill the song because you had some verses that you had already had stocked up, and so you were chilling and you were sleeping and he was good and I had nothing. So I was like, bro, you know, and we had spent only a couple hours and we picked all the beats. I was like, shit, I gotta get on it. So I took that whole day and just wrote till about 6 a.m. I was writing songs, and then Reese came by. I had stopped by, get a little coffee. Reese came by. He's like, you ready to record? I think it was like 9, 10. It was like 10 in the morning. And I was like, just finished, you know? And
did you record them all in one day, or you just wrote them all in one day?
I think I wrote the whole tape in a day, and I think we recorded the whole tape in 2 days. And then it took him a week to mix, I think, or something like that.
Dude, and it came out really nice. It's
out of the closet
music. So honestly, if you haven't heard of Apartment 14, or if you're interested in what it is, we have the full We Are Woe music discography on our website and on our link tree. Definitely go check that out. It's from 2015, and we have a lot of music that we've collected since 2013 to like 2018ish. There's a lot of projects on there. It's all on Bandcamp.
That was
so crazy. This year, now we're in 2022. You've been working up to this point.
Yeah,
you just left. You got your paper up. You know, you got maybe a little bit more focus. Is there anything specifically, just I guess within this year, that you're like trying to accomplish, whether as an artist or entrepreneur or just personal family stuff?
This year, I would say the goal for the Percenters, and the goal for myself is musically. I want to drop a project I was working on. Before I started to take this break or this venture called Euphoria. Okay. So I want to drop Euphoria. Singles are done. It's about 70% finished. I'm probably going to drop the first single coming up pretty soon here with a nice little video.
Hey.
Yeah, so
your videos are always on point, by the way.
Thank
you. I gotta say that much.
The ramen video that we shot that you shot at Grant's house,
go check it all out on YouTube and Vimeo.
Yeah, you can check it out on YouTube. Just type in Lamel or 99 Movement. Either one, I'll pop up. But yes, sir, Lamel, L-A, as in Los Angeles, M-E-L. So capital L when you type it in. But yes,
shout out Grant Norman.
Shout out Granny, man. Legend.
Just a quick second to shout out all the OG homies that are part of our squad. Adam Shamimi,
Kingpin,
Cameron Carpenter, Matt Tweedy, Kenichi,
Chief Kenichi,
Anthony Fernandez. Just we just got
Riley. Man,
we got so many homies, bro.
Facts.
That really. We're just so lucky to still have in our lives, man. That's like, even though we don't talk much, but
yeah, that's totally fine, man.
The type of homies that the second you start talking again, it's like time never stops. You know what I'm saying? So that's something really special to have for sure.
Got a bunch of those, yeah. Well, that's exciting, man. I mean, again, like just on a personal level, like you kind of like disappeared for 2 years. Obviously, totally normal.
Yeah.
So we were kind of wondering recently, is there any unexpected business ventures that you're kind of getting into that you maybe would have never thought, like, I would be doing this at one point in my life? And now you're like, I'm really excited.
Facts, man. I actually starting to direct my own stuff.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Music videos or
music videos. So I started doing I always kind of been like a co-director. I write all my little scripts for my music videos. Everything you see, I've kind of pointed in the direction of how I want it to be shot. Yeah. So I'm actually going to do my first commercial pretty soon. I'm going to shoot my first commercial for Percenters, because I'm relaunching my brand and stuff for the Percenters. So that's something that I never thought I'd be doing. Like, yo, I'm about to sit here and write a commercial. Like, right. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
super sick.
So that's definitely something that's been unexpected. Also, I want to take I want to let people more into my life, because like you said, I have been gone for some time, and in that time I learned to be a little bit more open with my creativity. So these next coming videos I'm dropping, I'm going to really let the Percenters, or the listeners, dive in with me. So I start interviewing my video team, and I start interviewing the directors coming up into this year, so they can explain themselves. Oh, me and Lamel shot this like this, and we decided to shoot it like this because of this, and this. Because I think it's very important. If you notice in my videos, they all kind of have some type of symmetry, because I use the same people. I'm into this to build.
In-house productions.
Always. Yeah. So I'm in for this to build. Not saying I'm not welcome to new people, but I'm always trying to build with what I have. So these people I've been working with for years now, and I think it's nice to showcase their abilities. Shout out Dylan O'Donovan. He shot my most recent videos, Slugsworth and Conundrum. Yeah, he did all the animation for both those videos, and I think sick. Thank you, man. He's a very important figure, because you get to see his creativity, on something that we collaborated with. Then you get to dive into who he is and what he does. So I really start interviewing a lot of my behind the scenes, and then also start showing my creative side. I've written for people before and stuff like that, but it's never been filmed, so I'm really trying to show and allow people to kind of see my sessions, how I make music, where my creative aspect is from. And then also kind of doing what Woe's doing, which is like being my own CEO, being my own boss, really taking a leap into the business world and making the decision like, yo, I need to focus and do for myself, not work for anybody else. Which, if you work for somebody else, nothing's wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Life has things set up for you, however it does. But the way my life is set up currently, it's making me bleed more into a direction to be an owner, because musically, I'm taught, we're taught to be owners. So that's kind of what I'm bleeding towards. And then just kind of starting my own ventures. I thought about doing my own NFTs for my animated music videos. And I want to do custom clothing. That is something I'm like getting into, which is like designing, which is like I love to dress, but I never thought like, oh, I'm gonna design my own piece, blah 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 blah. But yeah, man, why not? You know what I'm saying? So
no limit.
I've been getting into that, and that has been very interesting. And just kind of, like I said, bossing up, looking for new lines of hustle, renting out my own spaces and my machinery, because like I said, I want to be an owner. So I plan to purchase all my machines, for my clothing, for my product. But I'm not stingy, you know what I'm saying? I know there's other people that may not have that financially, or be as financially stable or in a position to purchase, the supplies to make what they want to make. So I'm trying to make it more affordable for people, renting out my supplies and my utilities or whatever that might be. So I really just been attacking stuff from just totally different point of views. I've always been an artist first, but once I accepted that being a creative isn't a destination.
Yeah, you can express it in so many forms.
Facts, and it changed my whole views on being a creative. Before it's like, oh, I'm rapping, I'm good at this, I got to get that, boom, 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 I got to get here. But you realize like, all right, well, when you get there, then what? So.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, so my views kind of really changed creatively. And I've just been dabbling and trying new things, and we'll see where it takes me throughout the year. But I definitely have a rollout, and it's going to be the biggest rollout I've ever had musically. And really in my life, business, in all directions. So we'll see what it brings.
We're definitely looking forward to what Lamel has cooking in 2022. I wanted to real quick touch on another passion of yours.
Word.
Skateboarding is just something that is so
man.
good for creative flow and release and just, kind of getting out of your own head. How has skateboarding influenced your life and artistically as well,
Wow, man, what a great question. So for a lot of people who don't know, I skated for 10 years.
Yes, sir.
And I was
sponsored. Were you?
Yeah, I was pretty good, man. Yeah, I was sponsored by a few people, and I was privileged enough to be able to skate with great high-end sponsored skaters. You know what I'm saying? So.
What an experience that was, from a young age,
crazy.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How young did you start getting into
I
that?
started skating in like 7th grade. So luckily my parents, I was staying out in Inglewood, and, growing up there, you start to kind of get in the mix. You're not looking for trouble, but you just kind of see what, you kind of do what's happening in your neighborhood. And so my parents wanted to make sure, I kind of have my own sense of direction. And me and my bros, I got my homies that I grew up with out there for years. We're trying to find our own, means. I feel like everybody out there kind of has their circle. We're trying to find our own little circle. And, when you're growing up out there, if you're not really doing something, you can't really go nowhere. So it's like, I wasn't, my community wasn't exactly the best at the time. And so I wasn't really able to like just leave the house, I'm going to go to such and so's house, or I'm going to go do this and that. My mom and my pops, they're very protective because they wanted to, keep me safe and stuff like that. So in the beginning, I wasn't really able to do much, unless I try to sneak out. And skating opened that door for me because it allowed me to venture out. It became a destination like, oh, I'm going to go to this skate park, but it's in this city. Well, how am I going to get there? Oh, I'm going to skate. So then I started really learning the city, and then I started being real good at street skating. And then that's when I was lucky enough to meet all the people at Val Surf. Shout out Val Surf. In the Valley. Absolutely love you guys. Casey isn't there anymore, but it's all good. So much love for Val. They put us on. Like,
cool.
Anytime I skated, I would, killing. I'd go there with fucked up shoes. Oh, excuse my language.
No,
I'd go up there with messed up shoes. I'm talking like my shoes split down the center. Or like I done ate up the whole left side of my toe because I was practicing varials off the 5-stair or 7-stair to the point where I couldn't even walk. Like it looked like my, you see my toes and all that stuff. I would pull up to Val and they'd be like, I go get a new skateboard. I snap my board and they'd be like, well, you can't skate in those shoes. And, they would always hook me up. Or if the chocolate team was in town at, what's that? I forget the skate park. But there's a skate plaza. The chocolate team was in town or the girl team was in town. We skate the skate plaza, or we go at the time downtown LA. They had the where they used to do like street league, not street league, but skate. I can't remember the factory. Okay. But I used to skate in the factory in downtown before they moved it, and sometimes it'd be private, because kids, that was back when Nigel had the super long locks. People don't remember that. Like when he was a kid, man.
When he was a kid,
yeah, that's back then. Yeah, so they would shut
down
shit down.
Yeah,
they would shut shit down and not let nobody in it if certain people would skate. But sometimes I'd be okay to be in there and I'd be skating and stuff. So skating changed my life because it opened me up to people and it opened me up to culture. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, music was always there. Rap was always in the community, but the culture of rap wasn't necessarily slap in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's a lot more different, but back then I would honestly say gang culture was slap in my face more than rap culture. So, and we all know what happens to gangsters, So I was like trying to move accordingly, and I ended up getting exposed heavily to skate culture. So from the look to the vibe, to the clothes, the better you get, the more respect you get in skate 100%. Culture. So it really showed me to be independent, because in skating, everybody could do the same trick, but everybody has their own style. So
it
really taught me individuality and being my own person. I think that's what skating really brings out of people. I mean, you do kind of copy. Everybody has a similar look, but nobody's really the same. No person rides goofy like you ride goofy. So
100%.
It was real cool. It was really, really cool. And I took skating up as far as I could go, to the point where I was trying to be signed, like big time. Like the goal was to be signed by Death Wish. But
damn.
Yeah, that was my goal, man, because at the time, Death Wish made the best boards. They didn't snap, they didn't break, but they chipped. But that was okay. It's rails and stairs. It's just like, oh, they going to chip. And that was the goal. I ended up not being taking it that far because I had to get something called a job. So having to get that job.
Very few can skate full time and make a job from it.
Facts.
So,
and I was 17, cool. So 18. So I was like really pushing, but it was going good because my mom was like, you got to get a job and go to school, and you could stay here. And I had moved to Orange County, but I was getting free clothes, free shoes, free boards. I was like, bro, I got this. I got this. And excuse me, Orange County is hills. If you haven't been to Aliso, it's all fucking hills.
Straight uphill.
And I hate hills. And my knees
were
done.
With skating.
Yeah, my knees were done. So that was killing skating for me for a little bit. And then I don't like skating parks too much. And shout out Pinky's Park. I'm not a bowl skater, but I was skating there a little bit.
Laguna Niguel, right?
Yeah. So I was skating there, but I was more into like street skating. So it started to die down because of them damn hills. And then I had to get multiple jobs and do school. Me being an adult really started to settle in. Mm-hmm. And, I couldn't go skate the 10 stair and hurt my knee and then call out of work for a week. So then that started changing. I'm like, oh, I got to think twice about doing this, So.
I love skateboarding because there's a lot of dedication that goes
Facts.
into any major trick you're trying to land on a huge stair, rail, or whatever it is. So I definitely can see how that dedication of, trying to hone in, finally land that trick has translated over into your music career, just really wanting to execute and getting it perfect, So that's no, for sure.
Facts. Never give up. There's respect too when you're skating and you're doing a really big trick or even just a grind that people have noticed you working on, and nobody really bothers anybody when they're in their element. They just let them skate. But if someone has noticed you there for hours and you bust your ass, nobody's going to laugh at you. Someone might help you up, you know what I'm saying? And then you land what you've been working on for 2 hours straight. And you'll hear everybody start banging their boards and clap for you because it's just there's a love and dedication. It's a fully through and through dedicated sport. The only way to land a trick is to be dedicated in skating. That's all it is. So definitely it has translated and taught me not to quit. Because I definitely landed stuff where I was like, oh, shit, I did it.
I definitely know that feeling. Playing kendama the last 2 years. I know I haven't really seen you since I started my journey playing with the Japanese skill toy, the kendama.
Yeah,
but
you're killing it.
Just having fun and having something that you can grow every day with, learn a new trick if you're really that dedicated, I think is just so good for a mental psyche, just accomplishing a goal every day, whether it could be something so small, but I think it's something that's super special for sure. So
facts. I 100% agree. You becoming a pro at that.
I'm
starting a TikTok.
I know, right? Yeah. We're getting fun here. Woe has given me lots of time to go after my passions, and nice. Kendama has been something that I've been able to meet so many amazing people in the community. Shout out Quad Kendama, shout out Sweets Kendama, shout out Chrome Kendama, shout out Analog. Sure. We can go down the list, but. Nice. Like you said, it's the community aspect that keeps me going back for more, just because, and the culture of it, it's just something that I can't get enough of. So
I feel you on that. I see you good. You're really good at that, for real.
I really appreciate that, Lamel. That means a lot. Thank you.
So one of the only segments that we'll really have on this Ready, Set, Woe show, because I really like the free form kind of flow of the conversation. But we are a fashion brand, and we have a drip check. And we want to know if you are wearing anything that you would like to shout out, or any special pieces. I mean, some people dress up, some people dress down. So I know you have an upcycled, hand-stitched, hand-designed
Woe
crew neck.
Facts.
That's it.
That's probably the best designer on me right now. I mean, I do got some nice kicks. I
see those. How do we get those on camera?
I do.
You can show right there.
Get the foot up in the air right
there. Just that camera right there is fine.
Right, hold up, I got you right now.
Wait, so what are those?
Oh man.
So
these are Nike Airs right here.
Oof.
The blue is so nice.
I definitely came up on them. You know what I'm saying?
Are they brand new? Or you just been keeping them clean?
I keep my shit clean. But what happened with these is so funny. So before I ended up leaving and going on my ventures, because I moved out of California for a little bit of time, I stocked up on shoes. I don't know why I stocked up on shoes, but at this time, I guess I felt like I needed shoes. So I bought a bunch of shoes, and then I kept them clean, kept them in a box, and left. And I came back, and then I was like, why the hell I got all these damn shoes? And then I was like, oh, shit, these are nice.
You a sneakerhead. You're just a sneakerhead. That's just ingrained, yeah.
So I got some nice shoes, but what I really been doing is, which is Cody's saying, which is dedication. I've been purposely not wearing brands, too many brands. Like my outfits have been very plain. Mm-hmm. Like right now I have just a white Pro Club on and some blue jeans. The nicest thing on me is the wool shirt and my shoes, you know.
So you are the centerpiece essentially though. There's no distraction.
Right. And that's because right now I'm really trying to lock my brain into wearing your own stuff, you know, wear your own brand, wear your own clothes. So
support the homies as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'm really focused right now on making my own. So, you know, eventually you wear so many damn white shirts, you're going to look in the mirror like, yo, I'm getting tired of seeing this white shirt. Well, wear your own shit. Exactly. And if I don't have it, then I got to make it. You know, it gives you incentive. It gives you drive. So that's been my focus. I've been trying to live, like I've been doing something, I guess you could say, walking with purpose, you know, doing with purpose, moving with purpose. So that's been my biggest thing, I think, for the year so far. In the week that I've been, you know, the new year started, is just moving with a purpose. And so like everything you wear, everything you do, make sure it's purpose driven. So I got all these clothes on, you know, it isn't designer this and that, but my white shirt is very clean, you know, it's a Pro Club, you know, so
intentional clothing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Have intentions behind your actions. So I'm really just trying to get into the process of wearing my own product. Like, for instance, there's so much wool product that you could wear a new wool outfit every day of the week. You feel me? So that I'm working and gearing up towards that. So that way, I'm, like you said, a walking advertisement, a walking, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I genuinely just like my own shit. But you feel me? Yeah, you feel me?
You got your look.
Yeah.
Recently, as a company, we are within the last month, actually made a pretty big transition into only using recycled clothing. So essentially we're going to be thrifting clothing.
That's amazing.
And then we're going to be upcycling it, is the name that they've called it, which is essentially just refurbishing, like repurposing. But to be able to put that intention behind a shirt. So maybe you buy a t-shirt from Walmart for $10. It doesn't have that much, you know, like of a connection or that much weight versus
shirt.
If you are into designing your own clothes and you take the time to put your own hands on it, or if you purchase from people like us who are going out with the intention of finding these pieces that are already special in their own way and then making them even more special, what we've been realizing as we do a little bit more research into the fashion industry is it's one of the biggest polluters in the world of just fabrics being, you know, not used. Like I said, if you just buy a t-shirt, you know, for one time thing and then it's just done, they're just ending up in
trash on the floor.
So us as a company, we wanted to find our own way to create less waste and also hopefully inspire others to create as little waste as possible. Do you have any personal practices maybe that you were raised with as a kid, or just something that you've learned recently that you're like, this helps me, you know, reduce the amount of waste that I use?
Yeah. I mean, growing up as a kid, my mom, like, you can't really be too wasteful. So
some families are like that and some families are not. They're on the complete, you know, so you were lucky enough to have that, I guess. But
yeah, even
what kind of practices was she doing?
Just like, you know, rituals, you know, things you do on a daily basis. So even brushing your teeth, you know, make sure that water's off, or make sure all the lights are off in the house, but also explaining to me, why these things are happening, not just telling me like, yo, turn the damn lights off, or yo, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Making it aware, making it apparent. And so just from taking showers, making sure all the utilities aren't on, or recycling, that's a big thing. My mom
always touch on that.
Always recycling, and she'll get on you for not recycling if so and just keeping clean. I even remember doing with you, Asani, back in the day, trash pickups.
The pickup trash challenge.
I love
Shout
that.
out. Yeah, that was
a powerful time.
Yeah, so even doing just trash pickups before you were organizing them,
for the beach cleanups.
Yeah, doing stuff like that is really big. I say I've been really fortunate enough to be around people who have good intentions for the environment around them. And I never really had too much. Like, I never been a person who buys an excess amount of things.
Cool.
So I never really, everything I wear, or everything I have, I use. Even my shoes, I still don't even own more than 10 pairs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's like on some real stuff. Like, some homies got like 40, 50 pairs of shoes that are in the box. Nothing's wrong with that. No, of course, if you collect them, cool. But
everybody's a personal preference. Everything I have, I use, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't take it with me when I'm gone. So
I feel that. Well, thank you so much for giving us some of your time and sharing some of your experiences. And hopefully the things that you have planned for yourself in this year are going to manifest quickly. And if we can help out in any way, I mean, you always know you have a place to stay in San Diego, as well as you can call us and we can come up to Orange County or LA and come support.
We definitely need you down in SD sometime soon. Yeah. I know, like you said, your time is valuable and limited, but if you ever have a chance to come down to SD, we would love to show you off to a lot of our friends, because you're special, bro. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun when you're around. So thank you for being a part of this experience.
Yeah, man. I mean, the vibes. I've got a lot of good energy from there, and I haven't even been out there since I've been back. And a lot of things are pulling me there, from festivals.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, to like new business ventures, to collaborations, just things that are finding me. I'm not even reaching out there. They're coming to me. So
that's the best way to. I mean, so David just moved in and he's a producer. So like pretty much a full blown production studio in our house right now.
That's wild.
Definitely use it while it's there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Big. Yeah,
it's fun stuff, man.
Yeah, collabs. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being such a huge part of the We Are Well community. Like
thanks,
Cody
man.
said earlier, you definitely have been there quite literally since the beginning. And to see where we're about to all take this together is going to be like just so exciting. So
ready, set, whoa.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fluid.